target is badly wounded. You'll have to get him out by chopper.
The map has
Can
been
you carry him?
updated.
Sí, sí, po.
I know. They got their path machine. Code talker.
Cool.
Roger.
They have a mansion. Surrounded. The old man. Die.
No, please don't. Please don't.
Such a lust for revenge. Oh!
The sands never die. Can't watch the blood on my hands. Let the world fill us all. It's just me to an end. Our salvation lies beyond the truth. Let me suffer in my heart. I just know that there's no light of the dawn in his eyes.
Volvemos, cabro. Volvemos con Nokia. Acabo de reiniciar una misión porque estaba pensando, ¿sabes qué? Voy a hacer una misión, pero no la voy a grabar porque no es con no tiene que ver con la historia, pero está bien, no tiene que ver con la historia por ahora, pero lo que digan ahora nos va a llevar a ciertas cosas en la historia, así que, sí, fuck it.
Rescue the 2 prisoners being held in a guard post to the southwest of Ngumba Industrial Zone. The targets are civilians. 1 male, 1 female. Apparently they're specialists sent out there to investigate infectious diseases. They were frequent visitors to that devil's house at Nzoyabentabul. If you recover them, we'll finally be able to get first-hand accounts of what's been going on in that place.
Wait. Fuck you! Yeah! Sorry.
Exfiltrated also.
You've made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Mission complete. Boss.
A ver qué me dicen.
Boss, we placed the 2 targets in quarantine. They don't show signs of anything, but we'll monitor them just the same.
Okay.
If they had access to the Devil's House, I doubt they were sent there by some health organization. Cypher used them, and would have eliminated them eventually. But we'll protect them here. They've agreed to that. After all, we helped them out of the country as promised. The mission's complete.
Okay.
But boss, they've been behind the curtains at Ngumba. They examine the patients there nearly every day.
Okay.
Patients were being made to listen to voices on tape. But the male target added something interesting. He said he doesn't know what was on the tapes because there was no English version. Of all the voices that were shoved down those people's throats, English was one of them.
Yeah.
Boss, staying on the battlefield that long will have a negative impact on your health. Why not head back to Mother Base for a shower once in a while?
You son of a bitch. Ay, me trajo para la base, weón. A la mala me trajo para la base. Ok. Será, po, weón. Weón que me trae a la base a la mala. Y eso que pasé menos tiempo acá afuera que el tiempo que pasé antes para la cutscene, weón. No sé si será. Ah, por eso me trajo, po, weón.
The boss is back.
Para
Let's
wear la
go
lluvia,
refuel
po.
and load up on artillery.
We're good to go, Chief.
Ah, no. No, ya me acordé ya. Interesante que no hable. Cualquiera ya hubiera hablado, weón. Interesante que está vestido de manera diferente. Espérate, ese no es el one que acabamos de traer, ¿no? Sí, parece que sí, el one que acabamos de traer, ¿no? Ay.
Stop this. Now! What the fuck, you freak?
Ah, no, este habla inglés.
Give me a hand.
Así que no es. He escuchado esa línea tantas veces en el online, weón.
Hold her still. Dismissed.
Debemos haber dejado que se lo echara, weón.
Payback for how they treated her?
Doesn't explain the others. She had every chance to kill them. Tight security on her cell. This happens a second time. There won't be a third.
Huh.
Boss, about Eli.
Ah,
I
verdad.
heard that one product of the Les Enfants Terribles project went missing in Africa. The age would be about right. Now, I'm not saying I think it's Eli, but I want to run a genetic test all the same. Don't worry, I'll have it done without him noticing.
Pero,
The test may take some time, but I'll tell you as soon as we have the results.
ok.
Your mission objectives are to extract the child soldier's commander and their captive, the general's number 2. This child soldier platoon decided to break away from the Mbeli militants. They took the number 2 captive and have occupied an abandoned village. Start by checking that location on your map. Boss, the child soldiers will treat you as an enemy, but they're just kids. See that they don't get hurt.
Ya, fuck you. No me los voy a llevar esta vez para tratar de hacerlo lo más rápido. Prácticamente voy a rushear a través de la historia. Yeah.
The White Mamba, Nyoka Pembe. He's the commander of the kids based out of Wala Yamasa. As you know, contract forces of Africa were stationed at that village. Anti-government forces hired CRS to bring kids there from around Africa for training. But at some point, the adults with the PF started dropping like flies. This was right after we arrived in Africa. We don't know the cause. The kids ended up on their own. Must have been like fish out of water. Nothing to eat, no way to get back home.
Reconnaissance is best conducted from high vantage points. I've marked a good spot on your map. Take a look at your iDroid.
They wouldn't have lasted long. Then the White Mamba showed up. He was faster and stronger than them. a better soldier, and he knew how to lead. I guess somebody wished upon a star, because their savior turned up like stardust straight out of the blue. The moment he arrived, the kids had their new commander. That was when they started attacking other villages. Word of the infamous White Mamba spread fast.
Ya.
But it isn't just his combat skills that got people talking. As you can tell from the name, he's the only light-skinned kid in the unit. Not to mention the blonde hair and the blue eyes. Not common in those parts. We have no idea where he came from or what he's experienced. The kid's a huge blank. But I'm sure you'll know him when you see him. One other thing. He's still a kid, so don't kill him. Be careful not to hit him with anything lethal. Not even a flesh wound. Our mission objective isn't just suppressing a bunch of militants. This is a DDR operation of the kids in that unit. DDR stands for disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration. Disarmament is obvious. We take their weapons off their hands. The demobilization part means dismantling their military organization to ensure they can't arm themselves again. To do that, you need to capture the unit's commander and have him order his men to disband. In this case, the commander is the White Mamba. There's nobody above him, so he's all we need to
Is that
grasp.
him?
Finally,
Take a good look at their faces so we can ID the targets.
and occupational training. We give them a means to live besides war. A lot of kids born in a war
¿A qué
zone don't
concha
know
le
any
están
other way to
disparando a
live.
estos
So
weones?
before they find themselves back there, we teach them another skill.
Probablemente está
I'd
acá.
like to establish this rehabilitation process at Mother Base. That's why we're bringing those kids back here. It's not so much for their sake. It's for the will
Another
of the
group of child soldiers.
No other way.
No, must be a squad they had out on patrol.
Bad for business.
Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself.
Bring them all back if possible. Or as many as you can.
Boss, another child soldier has entered the village. Must have been out on patrol. Looks like they had more than one patrol out. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself.
Yeah, fuck off. Sigamos leyendo la wea.
We placed the White Mamba and the rest of his unit in
Dispara
the
allá,
staff living
por
quarters.
aquí, dispara
How's
allá.
that going? It's a disaster, but what else can we do? We've taken away his weapons and banned him from using his nom de guerre. Apparently his real name is Eli. He must feel like we stripped him of his whole identity. We'll let things simmer down. I put a guard on him for now. Still the question is, who is
Estos
he?
van a
Where
caer.
did he come from? And how has he survived? He's still not talking.
Caso,
No,
seccion.
he won't say a word about himself.
There he is, the commander. Extract him.
English. One of the deck crew called out to him in English, and he said something back. He just lost it all of a sudden, started mouthing off at the guy, in perfect English. He wasn't stringing together words he picked up somewhere.
So English is his mother tongue.
He could be from the east, or the south, or maybe even further north or south. English is well established in countries all across the continent. It's rooted in Africa like a weed, or maybe parasite is the better word. So just speaking English doesn't help us figure out where he comes from.
Could even be from off-continent.
Right. In any case, we'll keep an eye on him. If we
Okay.
learn anything else, I'll be sure to let you know.
How the fuck did I did that, bro?
I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
A ver qué nos dicen.
Boss, about how we report this one to the client. I'll tell them we took heavy resistance from the renegade platoon and the hostage was killed in the firefight. Also, their leader wouldn't let himself be taken alive. I doubt the client will pay us for this one, but we got a big enough reward from the general's number 2 instead.
Nah,
As for
bro.
the number 2, he's saying he wants to join Diamond Dogs. I guess he knows what that means for him. He said, if I'm working for you, I can be number 2 or number 200 for all I care. Boss, we have an emergency. Many of our staff are falling ill.
Oh no.
It seemed like a common cold, but before we knew it, blisters started popping up on their chests and... Damn it. I'll fill you in at the ACC. Just get in the chopper.
Get in the chopper. Nah. Creo que... A ver, hay una secuencia que creo que no es obligatoria, pero es bastante cinemática. Pero creo que se puede evitar. No estoy seguro. No sé, vamos a ver.
Mission
Look
list
closely.
updated.
Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a spargatum. We don't know the root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop. Boss, do you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility, the bedridden test subjects
Yep.
at the Devil's House. This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher. So this is the weapon of mass destruction Cypher was working on in Africa. Boss, the situation is urgent. We need to quarantine the infected and contain the pathogen. Priority now is to prevent more casualties. But the problem is, how do we tell who's infected? During the incubation period, we have no way of knowing who's clean. You'll have to try and guess who's infected before they go symptomatic and quarantine them. That'd be easy if we just knew the route or vector of the infection.
I know.
From now on, if you even suspect a staff member's infected, use your iDroid to order them into quarantine. Given the situation, the men won't submit to quarantine just because I or the medical team tell them to. But they will listen to you. Of course, it's just a temporary measure until we find a permanent solution.
Yep.
But at least they'd be in solitary isolation so they won't infect each other, and we get the mental care they need. If we do nothing, we'll only lose more
Sí, y
people.
ese es un
We
huevo.
have no choice. Boss, open your iDroid. I'll explain how to quarantine staff members suspected of infection. Go to the Mother Base menu and select Staff Management.
Ok.
First, take a look at the quarantine facility we've set up. We'll isolate anyone who's already symptomatic at the quarantine facility. But we have to expect that there are multiple staff who are infected, but asymptomatic.
Yeah.
So how do we identify them? At present, we have no way to tell them apart. But there has to be something for us to go on.
Yeah.
If you notice anything, reassign staff you suspect are infected to the quarantine facility. We'll monitor them and then contact you if there's a change in their condition.
Sí, esto va a ser un
Correctly
huevo.
quarantining these asymptomatic infected will reduce the number of new infections. You should continue with your missions as usual.
Weather will clear
If Cypher is
shortly.
behind this, going after them should help us determine the root cause of this epidemic. Also, until we identify the pathogen, we can't fire or dispatch any staff. We cannot let this thing spread. Boss, get to the bottom of this fast. We're counting on you.
Ok. Yeah.
Boss, a new job's come in. It's a hit. I'm the human trafficker who sent Shibani and the others to Nzoya Badia Bulu, where you ran into Skullface. The thing is, this guy might know something about the disease that's going around Mother Base. The symptoms are similar to the ones we saw at that factory.
Yep.
Start by checking the mission details on your iDroid.
Look closely. Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base.
Okay.
The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms.
Mhm.
Remember before, boss? When Quiet attacked one of our guys on Mother Base, stuck a knife in his mouth. He's one of the very few soldiers who've had contact with her recently. Close contact. I don't think it's a coincidence that he was among those who became symptomatic pretty early on in this epidemic. Saliva and blood spatter, an open wound, mucosal infection. Whatever is causing this got inside him then.
Miller, that is a baseless accusation.
Yeah.
The source of the infection is Quiet. Everyone suspects her.
We don't know that. And we've come across these symptoms before. The bodies in the water at the oil-filled facility. Those sick people in the beds at the Devil's House. They're identical to what we've seen while we've been after Cypher. The infection could have come from elsewhere. But at the very least, she does know something.
Aww. Aww. Yeah.
No, not through words anyway. What about her actions? Quiet held a knife to that soldier back then, before he became symptomatic. There must have been a reason for that.
A reason for shoving a knife down the throat of one of our men.
What if she's capable of identifying who's infected? What if she was trying to stop the infection but couldn't communicate that to us? The answer to that, the source of the infection, might be in the mouths of the infected.
You think there's some kind of clue in their mouths?
I don't know. But maybe there's something about the mouths of those who become symptomatic, something in common.
Something their mouths have in
Ah, ¿verdad
common.
que este buen que no habla?
Forget it. We can't trust her. Even if she can spot the infected, I don't want her help.
I understand how you feel. But this is something to go on.
Can't you see it's just like I said? Bringing her here was a big mistake. Quiet is gonna be the end of us.
Stand down. You've got zero proof. Try to keep an open mind on this, boss. There has to be a way to identify who's infected.
Ya. Calmado, deja mover. Micrófono. Estamos. Ya. Nada que cambiar, nada que cambiar. Vámonos.
Deploying.
Ya. Ya terminamos de poner a la gente en cuarentena. Me bajo caleta los niveles de seguridad, weón. Y eso no me agrada, así que voy a ruchar por la historia hasta que desarrollen la cura. Y no, weón, a ruchar no. Nada de lootear, nada de ninguna cuestión. Vamos, hacemos la cuestión y nos vamos.
Boss, the target is a PF logistics officer who works as a human trafficker on the side. The client wants him dead. He's currently on the run somewhere on the savannah with bodyguards. Unfortunately, we don't know what route they're taking. All we have to go on is a coded transmission sent by the PF at the Titati abandoned village. It appears to be a workup of the target's security plans.
Ya.
To decipher it, we'll need an intel file with the encryption key. This key should be at the comms facility at the Titati abandoned village.
Ya.
Check your iDroid to see what the target looks like, as well as the location of the village. Find the route. Find the man.
Analysis complete.
No me voy a hallar a nadie tampoco. No looteo, no nada. ¿Cómo se te ocurre, weón? ¿Cómo seguí aceptando reclutas, weón? ¿Cómo tan weón? ¿Cómo seguí aceptando reclutas, weón? ¿Estáis con una epidemia y seguir recibiendo reclutas tontos del hoyo?
We finally heard from one of our
Mission
missing
is
intel team
updated.
members. He says he has a solid lead on the epidemic at Mother Base. Take a look at the mission details ASAP. A member of the intel unit has gotten a lead on the epidemic that's crippling Mother Base. Problem is, our man has been captured by the PF in his operation area. He's being held at the guard post on the western end of the mine. Boss, we need you to get him out ASAP. Right now, he's our only link to the root cause of the epidemic.
Voy a pedir que me traigan la weá.
The target is badly wounded. You'll have to get him out by chopper.
The map has been
Can you carry
updated.
him?
Sí, sí, po.
I know. They got their pathogen. Go, Tucker.
Cool.
Roger.
They have a mansion surrounded. The old man died.
No, please don't. Please don't. La vi, hermano. Pensé que iba a morir. Desistimos.
Yes, mission complete.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Boss, the intel team member you extracted is gonna be okay. All thanks to your quick actions. He keeps muttering the same things over and over. About the pathogen. And the old man who knows how to treat it. Code talker. He
Ya,
even told us where he is.
vamos.
This is our only lead, boss. Let's go meet this code talker.
Vamos.
Boss, make contact with the old man known as Code Talker. According to the intel team member you extracted, he knows what the epidemic is and how to treat it. You'll find him in a mansion deep in the valley beyond the forest. He's a high-value target who's probably involved with Cypher's research. This information came at a heavy price. And you're convinced security on site is gonna be tight. Watch yourself out there, all right? Make contact with the target, Code Talker.
No,
Treatment requires it. Extract him to Mother Base.
yeah.
Missed. Have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, bruh. Las pelás.
Don't tell me you took them all out. That's incredible, boss. Our men can rest in peace now.
No. Magia, weón. ¿Te acordás cuando esa arma le ponían Operator, weón?
Waiting, Tilisi. Or should I say, Bedajojale.
That's him. That's Code Talker.
Look familiar? It's infecting my men. How do we
Silence. Or death.
What do you
Could be in here. Stay quiet. Your life depends on it. Sit. The parasite has infected your band. Those are its larvae. They enter the throat and attach themselves to the vocal cords. They mimic the host's membranes flawlessly. No one can tell the difference. Upon reaching maturity, they mate. Sustained exposure to a particular sound triggers copulation. The resulting larva then feast on the host lungs, killing it. The particular sound is words. They attack only those who speak a certain language, not just one. I cannot say which language your parasites are attuned to,
Ya sí.
but silence is the best way to keep them from laying their children.
Quiet. Ah,
This contains an herb that they dislike.
la marihuana en agua.
should deafen them for a while. You have bought yourself some time. Speak.
Is there a cure?
Once symptoms manifest, lava have already infested the alveoli. At which point, nothing can be done. There is a way to halt the onset, which would prevent infection.
I need your help.
He stole the ones I sealed away, forced me to do his terrible work.
Skullface.
Even a country like America sways in his wake. I could not defy him. The fate of Dene lies in his hands. However, perhaps the Nishia led you here. If my children
Okay.
have upset the Hojun of the world, it falls to me to set it right.
You've secured the target, but he's too old to risk a full extraction. Put Code Talker in the chopper and return to base.
He claims they are the dream of every ruler since the dawn of time. Teach them your enemy's words, then unleash them on his lands, destroying only those who speak his tongue. He calls them his ethnic cleansers.
Ethnic cleansers? That's what Skullface is after. Then, Inzuya Diabolo was... Boss, he's gonna wipe every language besides English off the face of the earth.
Ironic, isn't it? They gave us language, and now they take it away.
Le doy mucho valor, cabro.
Thanks to them, that man first learned to speak. But now, the hands of their clock turn back. They've been warped by the hands of man.
Ya pasó con los vámonos. Con estas mecánicas, weón, Metal Gear 3 hubiera sido... ahí sí que hubiera sido una obra maestra, weón. Metal Gear 3 con las mecánicas de JF hubiera sido una obra maestra, weón.
Boss, we found the bodies of the two missing Intel team members in Lufwa Valley. We knew we wouldn't get them back alive, but still, it's a damn shame. Don't let their sacrifice go to waste, boss. We need to stop the epidemic at Mother Base. That old man, Code Talker, he's the only hope we've got.
Tell me how to fight it.
I hid the answer in a microbe this one carries. It turns the male parasites into females, preventing reproduction. One parasite
Buena por Jurassic Park.
infecting another. However, it doesn't affect only the
Está así como
parasite.
normal y de la nada se le vuela por la mano y sale para afuera.
Alters the host as well. Your infection will be contained, but you and your men will also be rendered infertile. That is the price you must pay to regain your speech.
That freak show back there. They the work of your children too?
The different strain from the vocal cord parasite, known as the one that covers. It acts as the host's skin, providing strength in exchange for nourishment. But I did not know those men were infected. They were forced to serve him, then steal my research. Have you seen one of their vehicles?
The yellow cake.
Captured a convoy they were escorting. Cargo, some kind of mineral.
What became of it? The metallic archaea?
Verdad, se me había olvidado esta wea ahora, weón. No tengo weas buenas.
It's them.
Continuará. Chucha tu madre.